Okay guys, welcome to week 3 of the Rebound. So again, it's a little bit of a shorter one, but still, sit back, get comfortable, and enjoy the video.
A pair of jeans, a shirt or two. We didn't pack as if we weren't going back. It doesn't matter if it's true. I've got a feeling love will give us what we lack. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. Yeah. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights. Tomorrow feels a year away, like the seconds, the beginning and the end. But if in time it's yesterday, your picture's gonna bring it home to me again. The world is waiting up. The world is waiting half a step beyond our door. And if it's not enough, I wanna see the stuff the world has got in store. I wanna take it all in, I'm falling. The cityscape by night, wanna catch in my photos. Where you go, every corner twice as bright. They'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights. The Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
So guys, now let's talk about my calories, my macros and everything else in the breakdown. So this week, my calories have been around 2,950 calories. I'll put the actual number on the screen here, but I've sort of brought them back down a bit just to see if I could and see how my body would react, to see if the cravings are there, plus another reason that I'll tell you about a little bit later. So moving on from there, my macros have been around 145 grams of protein, 340 grams of carbs, and 130 grams of fats. I'll put the actual number on the screen here. But again, it's within that range I set last week. I said I wanted to hit of 135 to 140 grams of protein as a minimum. And it's within that 1.5 times my body weight of protein. So 1.8 times my body weight in protein, with 1.5 being the bare minimum. So to figure that out, it would be, you take your body weight, you then halve it and add the two together. So I'm 83, so I'd have 83, and then I'd add 41.5, so 42 to that, and that gives me 125 grams as a bare minimum, but I'd rather be a little bit higher, and which is why I said 135 to 140 as a minimum. For me personally, I'd advise you go a little bit higher if you can spare the calories, but understand that you'd want at least 1.5 times your body weight in terms of protein. I'll double check the math as well, so if that's not right, I'll put the actual number on the screen. You'll probably have already seen it, but yeah, that's how you'd figure it out. Anyways, moving on from there, my water intake has been around 4 litres, which is good. My body's actually holding that whole 4 litres, or holding as much of it as it can, and then I'm urinating out clear urine again, so I'm pretty much slightly overhydrated. But again, like I said previously, I'd rather be slightly overhydrated than slightly dehydrated, because when you're slightly dehydrated, your performance drops, whereas when you're slightly overhydrated, your performance doesn't really change, because once you're hydrated, your body performs where it should do. So moving on from there, so I've been having to do a couple all-nighters, a couple of deadlines got moved, a couple of things had to be changed, so I had to do a couple of all-nighters to hit everything for those deadlines this week. So on that note, it's affected my nutrition, which hasn't been the greatest, which is one of the other reasons I've pulled the calories down. So it could also help me in terms of pull my body weight down, but also there was no point in my mind to just go eat a bunch of junk food to try and pull the calories back up. So I was just like, let's just pull it down, see how the body reacts, see if it's okay or not. It seems to be okay, so it's not really had that much of an impact. In terms of my sleep's been affected, obviously, because I'm doing all-nighters, and it took me to the weekend. The weekend was me just wanting to sleep all the time to catch up on sleep, which isn't always going to work. So yeah, my sleep was affected. However, my performance in the gym was still fine. It was progressing as it should. There was no real problems on that note, so I can't complain there. And in terms of my gym performance, everything's back to normal. In terms of my movement pattern for my squat, it's fine, because like I said last time, it was the first week relearning, getting back into that new pattern, because I actually had the mass to sit in that new pattern. And after that was the second week, it was great. This week has been perfectly fine. Well, perfect, but perfectly fine. And in terms of my weight, like I said, I've pulled down the calories and my weight come down a little bit. So I'm sitting stable at 83 kilos, and I'm quite happy with this, because generally my weight will fly up in a rebound like you saw last year. Whereas right now it's sitting stable at 83 kilos, and this is how I would have liked it to stay, because generally I'll rebound for a bit. If I can keep my weight stable, then it'll make my progress into recomping if I need to easier, or I can slowly gain weight without having to worry about the amount of weight I've just gained in a short period. So this is also, I think, a better way for me to look back on and see that this is how I maintained my weight, as opposed to the prior year where it just flew up and I didn't really take much control of it, and I just let the cravings take over. This time I'm being a little bit smarter with it. And on that note, I'm kind of looking forward to next week, because next week's the 4th week of the rebound, and generally my body rebounds for 4 weeks until it gets back to a normal level where the cravings aren't dictating some of my food intake. And also I can actually start eating like a normal person, so I won't just be sitting down and then ravaging everything I see. I'll be sitting down, eating till I'm satiated or happily full, and then that'll be me, as opposed to just sitting down, eating, and then wanting to eat everything in the house or apartment, depending on where I am. So that's what I'm looking forward to next week, because it should be the last week of my cravings having any real impact, as opposed to when the week after that, where I'll be having cravings, but they won't be that big or that intense. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I know I haven't discussed how to figure out your calories or your macros really, so that will be coming in a future video. However, it'll be after I've rebounded, because I may show you a number. So I'll show you how to figure out maintenance, how to pull it up or bump it up a bit to gain weight, or pull it down to lose a bit of weight. However, I don't want to show you how to figure it out and then not stick to it myself, because I couldn't justify that to myself, because it doesn't show that I'm sticking to what I say. So that'll be coming in a future video. However, it'll probably be after I'm done rebounding. So on that note, guys, if you've liked the video, can I get you to leave a like by hitting that thumbs up button? Sharing this with your friends and family if you think it'll be entertaining, informative, or helpful, and if you found it entertaining, informative, or useful. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a video, especially with the calorie calculations coming up soon. And most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.